true crime lovelies. I hope you are as lovely in life as I imagine you in my mind. Happy Monday. It is Monday, March 31st. It is jury selection will start in the Lori Daybell trial today, and there's a bunch of motions that are pending. I don't want to go over the motions because I feel like let's do it once the judge rules on them. You know, there's things like not letting Nate Eaton in from Idaho News. She wants to get rid of the prosecutor. There's a whole bunch of stuff. But I want to just so that we're all grounded here because I didn't cover her previous trial. I didn't cover Lori at all. I've only recently in preparation for this trial. So I just want to get us all on the same page and grounded in what's going on. And I realized during the members live on Saturday when Veronica mentioned about the Arizona PD dropping the ball that we hadn't really gotten into it. So let's just start with when Charles was aware, and Charles Vallow is who she is accused of murdering. She, along with her brother Alex, who was the trigger man, and Chad is not implicated in this. So he's already convicted with the DP. So, I mean, if he were involved, he should be held accountable, but that does not seem to be the case. All right, I'm rambling. Let's get into what we have going on here. This is Charles reaching out to the police, saying something is wrong with my wife.
So what's going on tonight? I can't get in touch with our kids. How old are your kids? 6.5 and 16. Okay. How long have you been trying? 2 days. Okay. But she's lost her mind. I don't know how to say it. We're LDS. She thinks she's a resurrected being and a God and member of the 144,000. Jesus is coming next year. She took all the money out of her bank account today. My truck has gone from the airport. She went to the airport and got it. I just flew in from Dallas. Houston and Dallas. So, where's your truck? I don't know. A friend of mine's truck picked me up. I went to the CSI Vallow Fort, which is the community bridges or something. Vallow Fort. So you did the petition? Yeah, they ordered pickup. Okay. What time did you do that?
I see 15. Oh, it's 22 people. Drop me a line in there. Hey, Stephen H. Good morning. Welcome.
Okay. So what makes her a danger to herself and to others? Threatened me, murder me, kill me. She threatened to murder you? Yes. And she said, how did she do that? My bishop right there is in the car. He was on the phone with me today when she said, I will have you destroyed. That's what she said there. Okay, that's not a threat to kill you. Yesterday was a threat to kill me. Okay. What did she say yesterday? She said, you're not Charles. I don't know who you are, what you did with Charles, but I can murder you now with my powers. Okay. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna kill you too. Yesterday was. So she's speaking as a spiritual being. She's not here. She's lost her reality. Is this just all recent, or has it been going on? It's been going on for about 4 or 5 years. It's gotten really, really bad lately. She goes to the temple every day and speaks with Moroni and Jesus Christ, and they tell her what to do. And now she came to her today, and last couple of days she says, "I'm not Charles. You're not Charles. You're Mick Schneider." I don't know where she gets his names from. She got all this stuff from these people in Utah who tell her how many past lives she's had and probation she's had. She's was married to Moroni way back when. And when you came back, why didn't you just go to the home? Because she told me not to come near it. All my stuff is gone. I'm not.
Barnabas, you're right across the river. Stephen H., you're not too far. I just saw a case where there's a teacher in Downers Grove who got arrested, female teacher, for diddling with a 13-year-old son. Have you seen that case? I want to point out this is January 31st of 2019. Charles would be murdered in July of this year. So he knows something is wrong. He's asking for help desperately. And it seems like the police are a little skeptical. When someone says they want to destroy you, I don't know how to take that other than a death threat, but it seems the police have different standards.
stupid. She could have done anything. Okay. I thought this would be the best way to do it. With what she's gone through and what Gabe witnessed with me on the phone today, I thought it was best to have her. She's psychologically, she's gone. Something's happened to her. How old is she? 30, 45. 45. So if we talk to her, is she going to be able to have a rational conversation with us? Oh, she will. I'm sure she will. Okay. Yeah, she'll probably tell me I'm crazy, huh? Is that what you suspect? Probably. Okay. You're a dark spirit, what she's going to tell you. Okay. I'm a dark spirit. Gabe's with me. He's our bishop. He's going to be a dark spirit, whatever that means. You're evil. And you said this has been going on for like 4 years? Well, it's to an extent, but it's gotten really bad the last several months. I've been trying to ignore it because hoping it'll get better. Is she on any medications? No, she won't do medications. Has she been to the doctor? No, she won't go to the doctor because she's a translated being, and they would find out she's translated. She cannot be killed. She cannot die. And that's what she thinks? Yes. Okay. Has she made any statements about wanting to hurt the children or anything? Today she said with Gabe on the phone, come take the kids. I don't care what happens to them. Come take them. Okay, but she didn't make a direct threat towards you. And then she said that she would murder you through a spiritual. No, she said I can murder you. I can murder you. And she's talking in a spirit, kill you. Spiritual. No, she talks physically. I will kill you because you're not Charles, and nobody will care. Okay, so she at this point doesn't think you are.
Can you take that in the living room with Elmo?
Mick Schneider? I have no idea. Okay. The name she used. I don't know where it came from. I'm just like, I'm as bewildered as you are. This is so foreign to me. Normal people, as far as I'm concerned, that, this happened, it just drives me, I don't know what to do. I need help, and she needs help. She needs help. And you just didn't want to go inside because of the statements that she made? My car and my keys. I suspect she took my car and my keys. I had no keys to get in. Oh, okay. No garage door opener. Okay. She knows what she's doing. She took $35,000 out of our bank account today. I can't make payroll Friday for my company. It's just she changed our bank account numbers. I had to change it myself to get back in, and I saw all the money's gone. I've got $7 in my name. So, what's your first name again? Charles. Charles lives here with his wife and 2 children.
So the sad part about all of this is within a year, everybody would be dead. And he's trying to warn them. He's asking for help. And it seems like it's falling on deaf ears, which is crazy to me.
Charles was away on
both the kids and Charles when I say everybody, and Tammy.
He's 19. He's our nephew. You can stay with us. Have you tried to call him? Yeah, he won't call me back either. Why won't he call you back? No. Okay. That's what I'm worried about. I hope they're okay, but I don't know. It's valid. All right. So his question is, he lives here. There's no orders against either one of them. If we can't make contact. If he wants to let us in, we're doing a 670 check. I don't know how to get in. I could have to break a window. I can try to. Where I was going with this, he was in Houston on a business trip, and then he flies back in to Sky Harbor, and his truck's gone. He suspects that she went there and took the truck. He doesn't know. He's a lot of that. So right. So all right, this house or the one with the flashing lights? Right there. Yeah, side of the road. Oh, where those palm trees are? You don't have a hidden key? No, it's in the house. So it's not hidden. We have to push locks. I understand.
Well, I don't know why the cop is being a smartass. Did you guys hear that? He was like, do you have a hidden key? He's like, it's in the house. So he said, so it's not hidden. Like, sir, this man is in crisis mode. He cannot think about what the heck you're talking about. He needs help getting into the house.
So the dog is gone too? Yeah, obviously. He doesn't want much of the service dog. He's very well trained. He usually walks it. He may be in there. He's a part of the family. So I'm going to go try the back door. I'll break the window. Yeah, that's up to you if you want to break the window. If I was going to break something, I'd probably break your garage door because you can still secure your garage. Once your window's broken, you can't secure it. It's there. There's just a big deadbolt here. Well, get in. One swift kick will do it. I'll do a mule kick. We'll try that first. You gotta get closer. You want us there or the home, right? You want us to clear it, sir? Yes, please. Lord police. Anybody in the house?
Vallow months prior to his death when he returned home from a trip to find Lori had taken his car and the kids. Let's go back in.
Take the kids, I don't care. I don't care what happens to them. Take the kids, I don't care what happens to them. Well, that's not a direct threat to harm. I know. Everything she said it sounded very carefully subjective. But she won't contact me, won't tell me where they are. Is there something I can do about that? Because she's got a impending. Did she say she was leaving or anything like that? Or she says anything like that? She told you not to come back, is what she said. Well, as a parent, she has the right to take her children. Whether who knows where she's at. We don't know where she's at. She has the right to take the children.
This part makes me so mad, and I almost wish, hopefully I'm not too loud. The video is recorded low. I re-edit it, but it's still low. Sorry if I blew your ears out last time because I didn't turn it down. But I wish he would have been able to say something like, because he's like, they're her kids, but they're also his. And JJ is his blood relative and is not. Not that it means like throw Tylee out to the wind, but it's just like, they're both of their kids. And so I feel like this is one of those instances where our whatever system you want to call it favors the women. And I understand that there are women who are in situations where they need to be favored, but I wish there was a way to be like neutral and diligent, right? Trust but verify. He was right. The kids were in danger ultimately. Unfortunately, he was in more danger because he would be killed first. But it's like, I understand that cops are not mediators and everything else, but like, where was the follow-up after this immediate situation was resolved? Like, did anybody take any action? Do you know what I mean? Like, are you tracking? Was CPS called? Like, how did all of this fall through the cracks? Because clearly he knew something was up.
Children, you weren't home at the time, so she's in her legal right to do so. Okay. As of right now, the statements that are listed in here are provided by you, which, to my understanding, you kind of overheard some of them. Okay. Did you hear her make statements of wanting to harm or kill herself? Did you hear any statements of her wanting to harm or kill Charles? No, other than she used the word destroy. That's which again, subjective. She could have meant a number of things. Okay. There was definitely nothing that would qualify as a terroristic threat, or so she didn't say I'm going to kill you or anything like that. She didn't say she was going to kill herself or anything like that. She just some of the rational statements about.
If someone is willingly trying to manipulate the system, they know better than to say, I'm going to kill you, or I'm going to kill the children, or I'm going to kill them. She's not going to say she's going to kill herself because she thinks she can't be killed. But I feel like they're looking, I don't know, it just feels like it's a checklist, right? And who said that? In the other video, in a lot of videos I've seen too, Amy said it. It does seem like they take her side. I mean, she's cute and she's like, and we'll look at that tonight. We're gonna go up to this part, and then there's the mental evaluation part. Her calling the insurance calling him. We're not gonna get through everything today, but I've got a lineup for us.
Calling him a different name and saying he was a different person. There was a level of disconnect from reality that was a bit disturbing, but that's just my impression. I don't have anything substantial to back that up. Just a good conversation. And when did you try to call the nephew? 10 times today. Excuse me? Back 10 times today. Okay. Well, he won't answer. No text. Here's his text. Estimate yesterday was Tuesday. You were home Tuesday, right? Or you left Tuesday morning? You left Tuesday morning. It was last Tuesday. Okay. And yesterday, no word from Tylee, my daughter. Your daughter lives here too. Yeah. From what I'm gathering, correct me if I'm wrong, this is where I would go. First of all, we don't know if she took your truck. So you parked it at Sky Harbor on Tuesday morning. I would contact Phoenix Police, make a stolen vehicle report with them. Took all my clothes out of my closet too, so this is what I got. Oh. Start with Phoenix PD. Report your truck stolen. Okay. As for tonight, we don't have a crime. We tried to serve this during the course of doing a welfare check. Okay. All the doors were locked. This can't be served. Hold on, you gave him permission to force entry into your home. What I can do is I can do a special incident report documenting some of this information. Okay. As of right now, there's no crime. Okay. So we attempted to conduct a welfare check here by speaking with your wife and also to serve this pickup order, right? 2 separate calls. We classify it 2 separate calls. Okay. Normally we don't do this after 10 o'clock. Okay. Okay. It's a civil order, and we're not even allowed to serve a search warrant without a judge's specific order.
I agree, Forever Wanderer. I definitely it shouldn't be a gender thing. I mean, and to be honest, it happens. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the one in California. There were 2 women who were married, and one of the wives had already been convicted of murder and been out. She had previously murdered her husband, and then her wife was the fire chief, and she unalived her. I think we need to, like, but there's an inherent bias, right? Like, we raise children, we buy little stoves for girls, and we buy big trucks for boys. So that bias is there, and I feel like there needs to be some type of training to, like, look for the facts and not for the bias. Because someone said also, like, how they believe Brian Laundrie and not Gabby. And so it is just we get to see it in retrospect, so I don't want to, like, be overly judgmental of the police, because we know what the outcome is by the time we're seeing the footage. But it really is, it's like, come on, guys. And I feel like he's giving him a hard time, like, well, we don't know. I mean, technically they don't know that she took the car, but who else? Like, the keys and everything, like, the window wasn't broken. Do you know what I mean? She's moved all of his clothing out of the house. She's acting erratically at best. Now, maybe he's an abusive husband is what they're thinking, and, like, we can't just automatically take his side. Don't take any side. Trust but verify. Make sure everyone is safe.
At nighttime, there has to be specific cause that says that this needs to be served at night for some reason. So those don't get served at night normally. This falls into that criteria, same criteria. So the only reason why we're here is some of the statements that you made to our dispatchers that you provided to them, that he made the decision to come here to conduct a welfare check to make sure your children are safe. Okay. Upon us being here, you gave us permission to force entry into your home. That's got to be documented regardless. Okay. That covers our thing. So what I can do is I can type out that special incident report. You'll have a report with Phoenix Police. Technically, I mean, at this point, you can do a missing persons report, but she's taking her son out of school. Well, we don't know that. Well, even if she did, she has that legal right. She's the parent. She can do that. So, but we don't have permission. I mean, she's the legal guardian of the child. What can I do, guys? What can I do? Like you said, you can file a police report with Phoenix. One way to try and get a response from one of them is say, hey, send a message to all of them saying, I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. My truck was gone from the airport. I've reported it stolen to the Phoenix Police Department. If you guys took it, you need to let me know. So, because what's going to happen is, can I track it with that? If you got OnStar or whatever, you can call them and find out. Whatever their version of that is, and you can find out where it's at, then that's completely up to you. But again, it's the only thing we're going to do, even if your reporter is missing, is if we find her, it's going to be, hey, are you missing? And she's going to say, nope. What about the pickup order? The pickup order is listed in our system. Okay. If we come across her, we can serve that to her and take her to community bridges. If she's found in Orange County, California, they're not going to take her to community bridges. Okay.
If they find her in Flagstaff, they're not going to bring her down there. They're just, that's an order that's basically going to be held up around here in this area. They're not going to bring it out anywhere else. So if they're somewhere else and they're long gone, there's,
we understand you're in a tough situation and it's kind of alarming to you. We get that part. But what we're providing is what we can do on our end.
I'll report my car stolen from the airport and a missing person report and check with the school and tell
when you make that report, don't tell the officer who you're reporting my wife took it, because we don't know that. Okay. Make sure that you explain to him that you suspect she did, and she's in the company with such and such, such and such. Make them know that you have a handicapped young child, because if it comes out stolen, and she's just driving along, we don't want them to pursue the vehicle to, we don't want to put your children in danger.
don't be much for us.
But what I'm saying is just kind of, let them know some of the information that's going on here. We don't know if she took it. We don't know if it was actually
so if it disappears, there's nothing I can do after a period of time when I can't see my son.
they'd have to go down to the court and file paperwork.
I'm going tomorrow to file paperwork for my son.
Whether it's divorce paperwork or custody or whatever.
This, I can give it to the attorney so we can file it for.
We can't give you a copy of that, no.
Okay.
You should be, if you contact community, you filled it out with community bridges, you can ask them what paperwork they can give you, but we can't really
So
set
you can
paperwork.
pick her up
If we find her,
if I say she's here, come get her, she can do that.
Well, it depends on when you do it. If you find her at 4 o'clock in the morning,
No, 8 to 10.
yeah.
8 a.m. 10.
If you find her in the morning and it's outside those nighttime exception hours, which is 10 o'clock at night till 6:30 in the morning, then somebody who finds her, they can take her. Like this case where we came here to do a welfare check on the children. If we happen to come across her, we can serve it on her.
What's going on? Why is she here and you're not here, or are you staying here with her?
Long story. She's had kind of a great career. She thinks she's ULBS.
Yes.
She thinks she's married to Morona in the past.
You think she's what?
Married to Morona at the top of the temple.
Angel, LDS. Angel.
They don't let me in
She's
there.
probation, and she knows when the second coming is happening next year, so does the prophet. Okay. He knows and she knows she knows about it. She'd be so far on Jesus Christ. I used to the temple every day. I've tried to support her as much as I could, but it's gotten really, really bad.
Welcome, boss lady.
Says I'm Nick Schneider. I've taken over Charles's body, and Charles will get killed. I'm going to kill you. You're going to be murdered today or tomorrow. I can do it, or there's a priest to look at how she gets a priest of blessing. She does.
So who's Nick Schneider? Oh,
Guess who I
so he's not at church. He's not.
She took my truck from here. So thanks, she took my truck from the airport last night when I flew in. She canceled my flights. I found a ticket. I took him home. I've got a 6-year-old with special needs.
Right. And he's safe at school somewhere.
Right.
Okay.
For now, if she knows I'm here, she's going to go get it.
Okay. What is she driving?
I drive the Trinity QX8.
And you looked all through the parking lots.
I just never thought she could do anything like this, but she's just lost touch with reality. I'm not me. She yells. She's just scared crap out of me.
Okay. Now, I'm assuming you guys have phones. Is that an iPhone?
Yes.
Are you able to track to see where her phone is right now? Like her iPhone's? Oh, your phone. Now, how did you get her phone?
Because it was in the car this morning when she called up to school. I took the keys out of her purse because she couldn't leave. That's why I called you back.
Okay.
Somehow she has a set keys out with my dog. And so, out of where I saw this in her purse, I think she's here. She would have given me the key to the room. I was going to go, if you guys will come with me, see if she's in there.
We can't just go in. If you're not allowed to go in, we can't either. We can just. Okay, that's going to be up to them if they allow you to go in. Now, we can't. Now, you guys are married, so there shouldn't be. No, we're waiting for right now. What we're doing is my sergeant wanted to get some information from you. I was about to call you, but then Gary said you were here. We are just going to wait a second. My sergeant They're on their way, because we have a sergeant training. So they're going to be here. They have the paperwork. So if she is here, we knock on the door. She's here. That's why we need the paperwork in hand.
I apologize. She's not in there for some reason. She's very checked out. Maybe another hotel, but I did know that she usually pick up JJ at 3:45 today at the same school.
Okay.
So she will be there. I don't know how you want to do that or what you want to do.
So did they tell you she's not in there? Right. Okay. Okay.
Not
Cool.
enough water. Don't tell her where she's staying.
Okay.
There's a lot of gray area in these matters for us, so it's not real black and white, like somebody commits a crime and we just arrest them. So, and we just showed up, we kind of came into this last minute, so we're kind of getting the story second and third hand. We need to be real careful following her around.
So those were those were all on the 31st, but some of the things, he was reaching out and they're like, it's not a crime. And then also you heard the warning at the end, like, you need to be careful. You're following her around. At some point she alleged he had her purse. I think he did have it, but the way in the retelling, it made it sound more aggressive than the way that it happened. Oh yeah. So let's look at when they finally do get a hold of Lori and they want to talk to her. Some of this is blurred. I did not blur it. That's the way it is. I'm not sure. I think some of them Tylee are in there, but anyway, it is what it is. Let me just share this with you. Don't take that. I'm pretty sure that's Tylee there, but they're blurring it. Sound will come in a second.
What are we going to do about that? I have until it is verified by my sergeant that it's still active, they still want you. I can't hold you against your will. But if it's verified by my sergeant, which she says could take a little while, then if it is verified, then I have to take you to Community Bridges. It's a mental health behavior place to get looked at. But while it's being verified, I have no right to keep you and hold you, just so you're aware. So he's supposedly en route with your purse and your phone, and then and the order also, which needs to be verified by my sergeant. So we will facilitate the transfer of the person and the phone. And while we go give the mental health petition to my sergeant, and she's verifying it, you do whatever you feel you need to do. Okay. How we're going to get that to go away, I do not know. You may need to you can probably contact Community Bridges, that's CBI, Community Bridges. We have one, I don't know if you even want to just go up there, at Mesa Drive and Baseline. It's off Javelina, which is the street before you get to the freeway, if you're going north towards the freeway. Find out what you need to do to prove yourself, because what it is committal paperwork. Right. They can hold you for 24, 48, however long they deem it necessary to get you evaluated. Right. Based off just what your husband says. Yeah. Wow. So the doctors play it safe.
I just think it's funny because he's trying to tell everything.
Right. So
because I'm really the one that did something wrong.
But no, here's the thing is I don't know, and I'm not going to take sides.
Right. No,
but just talking to you, I mean, I don't see you being a danger to yourself or anybody else. You got your kids to school.
Right.
I don't know, but I'm not going to play side. I'm just going to let you know that we are required, if you're here, that we will, even against with force, if we have to, right. If you're still here when it's approved, we'll have to take you to CBI.
Okay. And what is it called? I'm just going to write it down.
Community Bridges.
Okay.
That's where we take you. Now, I don't know who he went through to get the order taken care of.
That's what I'm saying. How do you even get that? He got that in the middle of the night? How do you get something in the middle of the night?
It's family members can do it for other ones who have like drug dependency or not getting help, mental health.
Yeah, but how
issues.
He had to come here. Isn't stuff closed?
It's not here. There are places you can go. So
How would you think of something?
I don't know.
That's
I don't
okay.
know.
Sorry.
So
This is good.
Just as quick context, I've looked up this community bridges, and it is basically like a crisis management 24. Oh, I don't want to call that one. Haha. No FaceTime. I just had it. Sorry, guys. Patient services, crisis stabilization. And if this isn't a crisis, I don't know what it is. And so it sounds like something similar to a Baker Act, where he's trying to get her help and like someone else to confirm that she thinks she's a deity. But at this point, I feel like she's too clever. And unfortunately, she has brainwashed her daughter into being convinced that Charles is a bad guy and mommy is right.
It's called community bridges. Is that what you call it? I'm just gonna write it down.
So I'm going
But they'll
to.
be looking for me. That's the whole thing. Like, that's what.
We don't bust down doors to get you, but we will knock. So if you see police officers knocking, talk to them through the door if you really don't want to.
Okay.
If you want a free medical evaluation,
I was
psychological
gonna say I haven't
evaluation,
gotten any sleep in about 3 days. They have good facilities.
they do actually, from what I understand.
And a gym where I can work out.
Yeah,
We're
so,
kind of happy.
like I said,
You'll be okay
Off-
without your mama.
You are going to get a padded room.
So officers don't kick down doors to serve these. They're civil orders. They're for your safety. It's not illegal. If it was because you're a danger to yourself, it's not illegal to kill yourself. So we don't go busting down doors. But if we make contact with you, there's nothing separating us. At that point,
You can
we
just
know
say
it's
anything you
you.
want about someone and get a mental health order.
I saw in the comment. So he died on the 19th of July in this year. He was 62 at that point. So this is all happening in January, earlier in the year. But obviously he knew something was very, very wrong and he was in danger.
Not so if it's a family member and depending on what he told the doctors, they'll do it just to be safe. Otherwise, say something happens to you,
or something,
right?
Get it.
So something happens, you do something to yourself, he's going to go after those doctors. I told you, you didn't sign the order, she should have gotten help, that sort of thing. So there becomes some liability.
Do you know what he said?
No.
1 Frank 17. 1050. Edgar 296. Yeah, I was talking to someone, that's why I didn't answer. Yeah, we're aware. Let me step out. I'll talk to you. All right. Excuse me for a second.
Yeah.
I will come with you.
Okay, I'm going to stop this. I want to play this phone call because I believe this is what's happening right now. Hang on 1 second.
January 31st, 2019, 13 hours, 12 minutes, 57 seconds.
Gilbert Police Department, this is Dee.
See, my name is Charles Vallow. I've got an order to hold my wife. You can look it up, Lori Vallow.
Uh-huh.
And go ahead.
Yep. You we spoke to you earlier about her.
Right. She is at the Gilbert PD saying I stole her purse. I'm going to go over there, and the officer said he won't hold her because he doesn't have an active order. Can you get that to him like immediately? I'm going there right now.
Okay, just one moment, sir.
Thank you.
Is she in the lobby right now?
That's correct. Blonde hair.
Okay. And how far away are you?
I'm about 10 minutes away. That's
Do you
20
want
minutes.
officers
Where
with her?
You're at Civic Center Drive? You're on Civic Center Drive?
Yes. 75 East
Yeah.
Civic Center Drive. And do you want officers to go down there with her?
She's supposed to be retained for bridges. I got an order last night. She's lost her marbles.
Okay, we'll get in contact with our front office or our lobby.
Okay, but I don't want to go there if she's gonna not be.
Yeah,
retained.
I'm gonna call them right now.
Can you call me back and let me know?
I can have an officer contact you. What's your number?
Thank.
Okay, so
Correct.
again, a call, Charles,
Okay.
Oops.
looking for help.
Shout out to Nate of East Idaho. So I believe that is why the officer stepped out. Charles thought she was in the lobby, but remember he said they're waiting on, like, he can't hold her. The officer kept saying that. I'm like, stop saying it. She could just get up and walk out. But anyway, let's get back to this. Back in the interrogation or whatever, questioning.
He dances really well.
Oh, good.
Okay.
Good, like a little performance.
Here we go.
Show us
Okay.
your equipment. She can apply to the academy. She's now a high school graduate, right? At 16.
It seems like she's working really hard to be normal, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? Laughing and trying to engage with them. What do you guys think?
Yeah, are you?
Yeah, well, she got her GED, so she's moving on with life.
You really want to be a police officer?
Maybe. You never know.
We'll look forward to this stuff, man. I'm actually pretty new myself, so I just got on. It's like my first month on training after out of the academy, so that's why he's doing a lot of the talking.
Yeah.
That's the best way to learn.
Yeah, no, I mean, yeah, so it's because, like, honestly, this is kind of a more unique call than what I've seen. This is a little bit different. I mean, like, well, and what's unique about it is either the theft or the petition was usually a separate deal. I mean, the fact that all of a sudden he stole your phone and then all of a sudden there's a petition out there too, it's like, whoa. So I've seen one or the other. I haven't seen both in one.
Well, that's what
sitting.
he was saying then when he texted you that. I'm so sorry I had to do it. I was worried about you.
Yes.
Yeah, that's probably what
Like
I meant.
he literally hadn't seen JJ for like 6 hours
Yeah.
and he'd been at school, so it's not like he maybe kind of.
When he was out of town too.
Yeah, but still.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, it's a good thing you did come in because it will be a very one-sided story. So it's always good to kind of see
Yeah.
what's going on.
Yeah, it was very smart. Yeah, Jason's.
What was
You
really
have
cool
to tell
because
me, I love him.
so I was sitting there in the, coming out of her neighborhood after he conned me to go to the house, and I pulled over, by that pull, and then I see this guy that I know, like, just like
Our good friend.
just
who's a
just
police
like
officer.
right in front of me on the side of the road, and I'm
Oh, wow.
like, that looks like Jason. I'm like, hold on, that's Jason. He's a police guy. I'm gonna go. So I'm like, Jason, what are you doing over here? He goes, I was just going visiting you.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, hey, I just want to tell you what's going on. He goes, yeah, go down to the Liz office now. I'm like, okay.
I mean, I was
That's
gonna
good.
do it after he took it, and I realized it was gone when I got back to the car. I was like, he's lurking around here. Like, that's creepy by itself.
Yeah.
But two, like, it's everything I have. Like, I don't have anything. I don't have money. I don't have an ID. I don't have anything. And so,
Your car keys are normally attached to your purse.
yeah, but I
So she's saying she doesn't have money. Never mind the fact that she's emptied their bank account. Like, you might not have access to the money, but you've stolen from your husband, ma'am. Wendy did the same thing. Like, if that ever happens to you, run.
carried him in my hand. I just had him in my hand. I was dealing with JJ. He was like, he
yeah.
didn't want to go to school. He was like throwing a fit on the ground. And
Yeah.
so it was a rough morning as it was.
Yeah. I can imagine. So do you guys have separate cars?
We do.
What car does he drive?
So he has a Ford F-150 truck.
Oh, okay. So then the white Suburban, you had no idea what that was?
That was his buddy's car, he said.
He
His
said it was
buddy's
his
car?
buddy's car.
That's
He
what
doesn't have
said.
any
He doesn't
buddies.
have any buddies, so it was a white Suburban. I didn't know because it was two.
I would think it would be a rental
But then when
car.
I came back, he was gone, and I know it was his car because the other, the guys fixed
Right.
the locks.
We're
Their
still
cars
there.
were still there, so I know it was that one because he
Oh.
left.
That's really strange. So what kind of questions?
Changed the lock on me. I'm on the lease as well, the house.
Yeah, I don't think so. Honestly, I have to obviously confirm with him, but to be honest with you, you should be able to have access to it as well if it's your
Yeah,
house.
so he's
It's in
changed
my
them all. They're all
name, too.
changed probably by now.
So this is more lies, right? She locked him out. He had to through the police, break in through the garage so that he could get in, and then he discovered his clothes were missing, and basically she kicked him out.
Yeah, he's trying to lock me out just because whatever.
Yeah, I assume it would just be because how we were saying you need to build it or he needs to be able to get in the house. It should be the same.
Right,
So
so I kicked the door down too.
yeah, I don't know. I think
After
so.
it gets fixed.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in there if he's in there. That's the whole point. So I left.
No,
Yeah.
it was creepy. You know, I was like, oh my
Kinda-
gosh, where's Lori? Is she, you know, I thought,
Yeah.
it was so creepy. I'm so glad those two other guys were there.
Yeah, I know that you weren't just there by yourself with him. That'd be even worse.
I should have, like, in retrospect, I probably should have walked away quickly, but I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, I mean, who really
You
is?
were just being a good friend to me, so I appreciate you. I'm sorry that you're caught up in it. And he's catching up everybody in it. He calls everybody on my phone. So now he has phone access to all my friends, and he's calling them all to tell them how crazy I am and whatever. Because he got snagged, you know.
And this is just a recent thing? Has he done this before, or like?
This isn't like 24 hours. Like, or he's done stuff
Like, has he done this
before?
before? Yeah.
But this whole
Not this
situation
extreme,
happened.
No.
but he's been ballistic where we had to leave because he was being awful, and I don't want him to hurt one of the kids or something.
Probably 3 or 4 times that I can remember.
Yeah, 13 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
So really just a stand-up guy overall.
Hey, I'm not making any judgments.
I know, yeah, we didn't show it. I know, it's super awkward.
Okay, so they got him in there, and they got you. Perfect. I'll just get. I already got your information, so we're good there.
So basically,
How do you even know to get a mental health thing? I don't even know how he would know how to do that.
Is that your daughter's phone? I'm assuming.
No, it's my mom's old broken phone.
Oh,
I
you
put
were
SIM
using her
card
phone?
in. I went and
Okay.
got a SIM card today and put it in so I would
Okay.
have something.
Yeah, no, yeah, you can't go without a phone
You
now.
just can't.
yeah, is there any phone numbers you need that are my phone?
Probably.
Since you don't have access
Yeah, I
to
probably
phone
would need.
numbers?
I don't have phone numbers. I have my mom's old phone numbers. So I have family members, but not any of my friends.
We don't have that information.
Yeah, we're gonna have to put Jason and Thor and all our people.
Yeah, my friends.
So were you there with them when this was going on? Were you were there in the car or no?
No, she was at the hotel.
Yeah.
Oh, let me get your info. What's your first and last name? A different last name?
Yeah, so he's my stepdad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right
So
on.
she was 3.
Okay. And then do you live at the house full time
Mm-hmm.
with them? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. What's your date of birth? Cool. Yeah, because this one we entered in.
That makes me mad that she said that. I don't know if she was coached, but he never refers to her as a stepdaughter. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. That just was like, I feel like she's been so coached by her mom.
So no big deal there. But yeah, so I guess we'll see what they say. But as long as you, I mean, well, yeah, it takes us a while to verify the order, so that's kind of like, yeah, so as long as the order's not verified, we can't serve it, so.
And is he he'll be here too, or is there a way we can go out without him seeing us?
Yeah, well, I think we'll probably facilitate it, so, I mean, either way, yeah. I'm not sure exactly.
I'm sure like taking everything and pouring out of there.
And in the scenario
Just
that
give me the
she,
purse with nothing in it, sorry.
in the scenario that she has to go with like my little brother, would he be like ordered to pick him up from school and take him? Like,
Who
there's no court.
Okay. Really fast, I will show you guys where the join button is. You cannot do it from the YouTube mobile app though. It's here. Uh-oh. Right under the video. So you have to do it from a browser on your mobile phone, like go to Chrome or Safari, or do it on a desktop. But it's right underneath there. It's not visible on the YouTube mobile app though. Does that make sense? Hopefully.
Yeah. Are you saying is Charles supposed to pick him up? Or are you saying can you guys pick him up?
Yeah, that's basically what I'm saying.
Like, who's gonna pick him up?
Could I pick him up and take him back to like the hotel?
Oh yeah, I don't think that even
Okay.
matters. Yeah, I don't think whatever you guys got to work out. I think I don't know what you're planning on doing about because you're kind of saying you only want like a report, but is this gonna be like an ongoing thing? Like, is this like are you concerned about getting back in the house? Like, what's the game plan now? Yeah. Cheating, kind of learning a little bit on this one, so I don't even. I can't even tell
Where
you
did
what
that come from?
We'll see.
Who has evidence that there was cheating?
Yeah,
Well, by Charles.
What school do you go to?
She graduated.
I just
Oh, you just graduated. You got your GED.
Yeah.
Also, what are you gonna do now? Because you got a few years before you get a police officer.
Yeah, I might start community college classes and then eventually transfer over to a university. But
she's working that. She's working. Right
yeah,
now.
and I'm working.
Oh, okay.
But
Where at? Oh, nice.
Yep.
Good. As long as you're good at talking to people, that's pretty much a lot of the job. Seems like.
Yes, it's actually good experience to get in here so you can learn what they do.
Yeah, exactly. I'm
Yeah.
not chasing people down and beating them up. And
There's a little bit of that. Not as much in Gilbert, I don't think. I mean, I haven't done too much of that
not
lately.
as much as like in Phoenix.
Right.
Yeah, our friend was downtown Phoenix police officer. He talks a lot of those stories.
So your buddy Jason, you're saying, is
Jason
he's
Mao.
Phoenix? That's what I was gonna ask.
Yeah,
He had an incredible case where when he was taking the bad guy down, his hamstrings pulled off his legs or hip, and he was completely taken.
His hamstrings or the guy he was taking down?
No, his.
Oh.
And so he can no longer perform as a police officer because of that.
Wow.
It took his ability to work.
Wow. How long was he on?
He was on his bed for 3 years.
It took him 3 years
Oh,
to.
His story is really incredible.
It is an
Yeah.
incredible story. It took him 3 years to walk again, but the police department said it was a pre-existing addition and what
Pre-existing.
Yeah, sorry. So
Yeah.
So now he's walking to a fight, sitting there in your police car, and as he pulls off on a hot summer day to go chase his buddy, you know, and then
Yeah.
you don't go to work with these not attached.
He couldn't
Yeah.
even walk. Like.
There's one more of her the day of Charles's murder. She's in that chair with the teddy bear in the chair next to her. But yeah, this is one of the last.
So he's actually been supporting police officers and helping them because they haven't been getting their rights.
Nice.
He's for the police guys now. He has a whole organization and they're amazing.
He did.
Wow.
Really good.
Yeah,
I'm
that's.
trying to remember.
But
what
he's
the
now retired
acronym-
from.
Okay, let me. I want to go to the. There's another phone call with the life insurance that Charles hears. Let's see. Oh yeah.
All right, thanks a lot for holding. I do appreciate your time. So this is what we do. And I'm sorry because we're a lot of people are in a meeting. I was trying to get you to somebody. So I'm going to mail a beneficiary form out, okay? And then you'll get that. Is there anything else?
Which address are you mailing it to?
Well, we can't change anything right now because you know.
You have 3300 Beachhead Road, Suite 650.
That's the address that we authenticated you partially with, right?
Okay. And when did I set up a password?
Well, that was recent. It looks like on my note here.
I mean, how recent?
It looks like
6 months, 2 years?
2/20. No, February 20th.
Okay, somebody else has called onto my account. That's fraud.
I don't know, sir. I mean, that's the thing is that I don't know.
I do know. I haven't called in on this policy in a long time.
Yeah, if you have concerns about that, then, you know.
So 220, the footage that we were looking at before was January 30th. So she's making quick work of it. So either, shortly after that, she was still making moves, right? 20 days later, she's changing passwords and locking him out of his life insurance policy or access to it.
Need to supply some form of proof or something, but yeah, that's, you know, I'll be able to do that, but you can request request in writing.
My wife left me 30 days ago. She's taken a ton of my money. I don't know what she's doing on this account, but it's fraud. I'm the guy. I'm Charles Vallow. I'm the insured and the owner of the policy. Correct? And I need to know what to do right now today to change my beneficiary to my sister.
So what you need to do, sir, is the following, okay? What I would recommend that you do is you send something in writing, letting us know in writing, and I'll give you a fax number or an email address, etc. You need to send something in writing and be as blatant as possible with your concerns, okay? I would be personal in saying that you feel like somebody is trying to take away your information and etc. And that you talk to me, my name's Kevin, and that I could not authenticate you or change your address because the password could not be changed. Now then what they'll do is they'll go back to the calls, okay, that were made recently. They'll go back to the calls that were made recently, and then they'll
I think he means the password could not be verified. So basically, he's locked out of his own account. So it had to be a male voice, right? If it's Charles Vallow is the insured and he's the owner, maybe it was Alex that called in. They should have that recording, though, is what the guy's conveying.
they'll do an investigation on the trend to see if something like that was to happen. And
will they let you know?
Yeah, they'll let you know. You got to put your contact. You got to put your contact information in, etc., and then they'll let you know. Yes.
I'll put my new address. I'll put my new phone number.
Yeah.
And
email address.
Have not add the password.
Email address.
Have not added a password or anything to my account. Somebody else has been messing with my account. Please discontinue any use and speak only with Charles Vallow or KF Kathleen Ethel Woodcock, the owner and beneficiary.
Yeah, and then,
like that?
Yeah, right. And then you want to mention my name, but you spoke to Kevin, and he could not authenticate me.
What's your last name, Kevin?
De La Rosa, DeLaRosa.
Could not authenticate password.
I'm sorry?
Okay, I put on there to Kevin.
Yeah. Welcome, Sharon.
Password.
Yeah,
check out the emojis.
That was listed on the account. And you're requesting to have an investigation done because you feel like somebody is trying, if somebody, you have to be personal. You have to say, I think you just used the word your ex-wife or your wife is trying to take away, and you say a brief synopsis that, she's taking your money.
Done.
Yeah, because you fear your wife is trying to.
Password was authorized in this account, and I did not do it.
Yeah, but don't just leave it like that because, you just told me that it was your wife. If you feel like that's something personal, you need to say that so that we can go ahead and put this under investigation and review. People will go back and call and review calls that were made.
So I'm going to go a little nutty right now because this is pissing me off. He's telling him what to say to someone else. He just told you, sir. Can you transfer the call? There has to be a way to verify. Just like you guys verified the fake Charles, this whole get off the phone with me and call someone else and tell them about this problem pisses me off. It's poor customer service. Clearly, this man's life is in danger if someone is effing around with his insurance, his life insurance policy.
Made before to see what happened, but
okay.
We'll just leave it like that in the air because.
I'm going to email it. I'm going to fax it today, or can I email it?
Yeah, I can give you an email or a fax.
Okay, I hope you could hear that. Okay, my
Yes, sorry. I'm trying to do it. I don't have a sound mixer, so I'm literally having to remember, and sometimes I forget, so then I come out really loud. So apologies for that. I'll be more mindful of that. So, okay, so that was that call. Then I want to go to Sugar Bear's hampering my hand, but I have links that I'm going to paste in here. Let's go to the fateful day. So this is trigger warning if you want to step out, protect your mental health. I respect that. All right, let's get into this. Uh-oh. I made it too big. Hang on. Oh. Oh, we can go. Yeah. Okay.
It's at 5531 South Four Peaks. I think it's Four Peaks Lane. I'm not sure.
I'm sorry, you don't know the direction?
I don't know the street name, if it's a lane or court.
It's 5531 East, though?
Yeah, or South? South Four Peaks.
5531 South Four Peaks in Chandler. Is that right?
Yes.
You need
Yes.
police or paramedics?
Both. I'm in police and an ambulance.
What's the emergency there?
I got in a fight with my brother-in-law and I shot him in self-defense.
Okay, let me get the medics on the phone. And is he hurt or is he alive or?
Okay, I turned it down so that I could speak. So I would be curious if they ever went back on the insurance people, and compared the voice on this 911 call of Alex Cox to the voice that called in and changed the password on the life insurance. Hopefully somebody thought to do that, but who knows?
Yeah, there's blood. He's not moving.
How long ago did this happen?
A couple of minutes.
Fire department, what is the address of the emergency?
5531 South Four Peaks.
And is that a house in Chandler?
Yes.
And your phone number, please?
480-351-9120.
And just repeat the address to confirm it.
5531 South Four Peaks.
And what is the emergency?
I shot my brother-in-law.
Okay, what part of his body is injured?
In the chest.
I'm sorry, where?
In the chest.
Okay, is he awake and responsive or unconscious?
Unconscious.
Okay, is he breathing?
I can't tell.
Okay, are you willing to go over to him and check?
Sure.
Okay, do you just let me know if you see his chest going up and down? How old is he?
It's not moving. He's 60.
Okay, and are you wanting to start CPR?
No, I don't know how to do that.
I can walk you through it.
Okay.
And what I want you to do is you're going to put one hand in the center of his chest.
Yeah.
The other hand's going to go right on top of it.
Okay.
You're going to interlock your fingers, keeping your arms straight, and you're going to press down hard and fast into his chest. You're going to go 2 inches down and fairly quickly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Making sure his chest goes up between each compression. Where's the gun now?
It's in the other room.
Okay. PD, we're going to stage for you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, just keep going with those compressions. PD, did you have any other questions?
Yes, what's your name, sir?
My name is Alex. Last name is Cox, C-O-X.
And where are you in the house now?
In the living room.
And where is the gun?
It's in a bedroom.
Who else is there in the house with you?
Just me.
What gun is it? Was it a
It's my gun. It's a 45.
pistol? 45 caliber pistol?
Yeah. Yeah.
What's his name, your brother-in-law?
Charles Vallow.
His last name, I'm sorry?
V-A-L-L.
You guys are right. He sounds as cool as a cucumber. You would think if you were fighting for your life, if you were defending your life, that more adrenaline would be pumping. He's giving like next day Sarah Boone. Hello, my boyfriend is dead.
Hello, Vallow.
V like Victor or G like George?
V like Victor.
Okay. Well, police and medics are on the way to help you.
Thank you.
Are you still doing chest compressions with him?
Yes.
Okay, just keep pushing down hard and fast in the center of his chest. How long ago did this occur? Did it just happen?
Yeah, maybe 5 minutes before I called.
Okay. Just make sure you're still pressing down at least 2 inches into his chest, and it comes up with each compression. 1, 2, 3.
Again, more fake CPR. It does not sound like he's doing any compressions. His rate of breathing, his speech, nothing has changed from before he started CPR until after. I'm calling BS.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, were you guys arguing when this happened?
Yeah.
Okay. And you said there's nobody else there, just you and him, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Could you just let us know when it's secure?
Certainly, we'll do that.
Thank you.
And was he armed also, or just you, or what happened there?
Yeah, he came at me with a bat.
Anyone been drinking or doing drugs or anything today, or no?
I don't know, but I've never seen him that enraged before.
You don't know? Seriously? Do you think he was drinking and doing drugs? They're so full of it. What I wanted to do. So, yeah. Tylee holding it back. Yeah, I don't know about all that. We'll watch a little bit of Tylee's footage, which is the footage I believe that Lori was looking for on the day of Charles' death, and then we'll wrap it up. But there's two more clips I want to show you, but let's finish out this call.
Does he live there with you, or where does he live?
No, he lives in Houston.
He's what, married to your sister? Is she? Where is she?
Correct. I don't know. I think she's taking her son to school.
Questions? You still doing that? Is see anything? Any response from him? You know?
He's not responding at all.
Some officers should be there. Let me know when they get inside to you. Is the front door open?
Yeah. It's unlocked.
Okay. Can you come out, walk outside with your hands empty? Sure. Are you able to do that with your hands up and empty?
Yeah. Yeah.
Your front door, right?
Yeah.
Okay, before we go to the body worn camera footage, I want to show you this clip because this is disgusting in a not horrific way, but just give me a second. So this is footage of Lori at Burger King. She has Charles' phone with her. It is pinging at Burger King with her. So Charles was basically rendered helpless. Even if he wanted to, he couldn't call 911. And there's a lot of you guys are making the point that Alex waited over 40 minutes to call 911 so Charles wouldn't have a chance. If that doesn't scream like ambush, murder, I don't know what does. You took away his phone, took it to Burger King. You have the kids with you, nonchalant. She also goes to Walgreens to get flippers, but this part is where she's got the phone and just like her affect. Unbothered much? Agreed, Michelle. If Charles had a bat and wanted to knock Alex's head off, he could have done so. I don't believe any of it. I'm guessing the worker didn't want to be identified, but you guys can see her when she pulled up, just all smiles and getting her little dinosaur nuggets or whatever the hell she was getting. Yeah. And she's off. Balls of a burglar. Okay, so let's go into the body cam footage. And also, really fast, I just want to make this point. If you've been with me watching her hearings, you'll remember when she was trying to get Alex's statements in as like presence of mind or immediate whatever to get around one of the hearsay rules, like to fit into a hearsay exception. And the judge was like, well, how long was it? And she was like, well, I don't know, I wasn't there. Because she was trying to avoid the fact that her brother waited so long to call. But she's trying to get that in as evidence of like, he thought he was defending himself and there wasn't this grand plot. But I don't know how you overcome why you had the man's cell phone. And if you recall, what was it? Charles was, I can't remember who said it. Someone was like, in her own recordings, Lori said like, oh yeah, I was just messing with him, like having fun and grabbing his phone and asking who he was talking to because he had been talking to her brother, Adam, right? But why are you taking his phone? Like in her interview, she makes it sound like playful and nonchalant when it was clearly malicious. Sound. Oh, there we go.
Come out this way, man. You know, no weapons? No weapons on me. All right, come on out this way. Yep. I'm going to have you have a seat right here on the curb.
Yep. Who else is in the house? No one else is in the house. Okay, just have a seat right there. Let's get FD in here.
Yeah.
Have a seat.
18 seat secure. We got the gentleman out. Have fire rolling. Chandler, please.
Alex got his own life sentence. I believe they unalived him as well.
We got one subject down, apparent gunshot wounds to the chest.
Yeah, he was trapped. He couldn't call. He couldn't escape. Like, wasn't an self-defense.
He's right here in the living room. Firearm's going to be in the front door, in the front bedroom, laying on the ground next to a case. We didn't have any of that as of right now.
This happened right here, fellas?
I believe so. The firearms in the other room here. What's up? I can't. What you said?
We just did sweep for nobody else.
Yeah, I just did.
Fire over there.
Yep. I'm gonna go see if we can get this. You want to stay in here? I'll see if I get this guy's info.
Make sure nobody else is present. 1, 2, 3, 4 shots, something like that.
Did you get the guy inside's name?
No, I haven't got it. Charles is the husband of the occupants here. But I guess he lives where? Houston.
You know his date of birth? He's from Houston.
Yeah.
You see Alex, I know they blurred him, but he's like rubbing his head. Knock
Is
it
he
off.
here from Texas?
No, that's my sister's car. I think he came in a rental car. I think my sister's in it. I think your sister's in a rental car?
One Paul 18. Subject that's been shot is. So the guy that got this.
Are you on scene? The bullet. Negative. Copy. Several gunshot wounds.
There's a couple of shell casings behind it. Probably.
Shot him many times.
What's the cards?
I'm sorry.
And that's all we got because he's from Texas.
Okay.
So we don't really know much else about it.
Is that true, you guys? They're from Texas? Her plate is.
I'm gonna see if there's a
That
wallet
part
or
I'm not
something in here,
sure.
bro. I would imagine he was probably staying in this room over here. I would think.
Also, Alex lived up the street from this rental unit. So why else would he be spending the night except for the ambush? They knew that Charles was coming early. I think he texted like, I'll be there at 7:30 because he wanted to take JJ to school.
Anything of interest, just throw cards on it so we can remember to.
Yeah, I'm just kind of looking for like a fucking wallet or something that's got this guy's. Yeah, something because we got nothing, man.
Yeah, we'll probably.
Because it sounds like dude's like a friend of the family or something. I'm going off.
Possible explanation. And the other thing that I remember that I was telling Garrett was that when we were in Vegas,
Oh my God. YouTube just rolled it over into this. We're not going to cover. This is going to be in a different video, but hold on. So what do you do? Who do you call after your spouse is unalived?
Claims department, this is Robin. May I have the policy number? Sure. It is. Are you calling in reference to a death claim? Yes. Okay, one moment, please. May I have the name of the insured? L. Charles Vallow. And who am I speaking with? This is Lori Vallow. And your relationship to the insured? He's my husband. Okay, one moment. Okay, ma'am, I'm just going to need to ask you a few questions so that I can open the claim, and then I can go over the claim procedure with you and answer any questions that you may have afterwards. That would be great. Okay, first of all, may I have your daytime phone number, please? Sure, it's... And what was the date of Mr. Vallow's passing? July 11th. And what was the cause of his passing? Well, he was shot. Okay, so I don't know how I want to put that. Okay, all right. And I hate to ask, but is it? Yeah, you can just say yes or no. Was it a homicide? No, it was an accident. An accident. Okay. Okay. And what state did he pass away in? Arizona. Okay. Just bear with me for one moment. I just need to pull up a few other things. Okay. Are you aware of who the primary beneficiary of the policy is? It's me. Okay. And may I have your, I'm sorry, one moment. My computer just went away for a second. Okay. Okay, ma'am. That is all the information I need to open the claim. What we will do now is review the policy and the file to confirm the beneficiary information and determine the claim requirements that we will need to settle this particular claim. Once we have completed our review, we will prepare a claim packet to send to the named beneficiary once that has been confirmed. And the claim packet can either be mailed or emailed or faxed. How would you like to receive a correspondence? Email would be great. Okay, and what is your email address? .com. Okay. All right, so you should receive an email from our office within the next 3 to 5 business days or sooner. It will have the instructions listed. Once you receive the information, if you have any questions whatsoever, please don't hesitate to give our office a call, and then we can go from there. Okay, is there anything I can help you with at this time? That's it, I think. Okay, ma'am. Well, I'm very sorry for your loss. You take care of yourself. Thank you. Okay, bye-bye. Claims Department, this is Robin.
So I'm glad to report, for those of you guys who don't know, she didn't get any money. After the call that we listened to previously with Charles, he did change the beneficiary to his sister, who was JJ's grandmother, biological grandmother. I believe sorry, this is in reverse and it's bothering me. Her son's child, and JJ was autistic, as most of us know. But yeah, so that happened. It was all like very, very calculated. For those of you guys who don't know, Alex did end up dead the night before he ended up. I believe he said, I think I'm either their fall guy or their, I think that was it. He believed that he was Lori's fall guy. And someone made the great point of like all of I had it highlighted. Where did it go? About all of Alex's wet work. Here it is. Forever Wanderer. Shot Charles, shot at Brandon Boudreaux, who Lori is, that's the next trial for attempted murder for Lori. Carried JJ away the night he died, pinged on Chad's property the nights Tammy and Tylee died. He was the hitman. Then Alex died, right? And he was the last person seen with both JJ and Tylee. And I feel bad, but let's watch Tylee's interview. And she is totally brainwashed by her mother. I'm starting it at the 30:43 mark. Prior to that, she's just sitting. Oh wait, I'm not even showing you guys that. Hold on. Where are we on StreamYard? There we go. Yeah, so I'm starting it at the 30-minute mark, because prior to that, she's just in the chair, like stretching her legs, drinking water. This is the video I believe that Lori is trying to demand that the state of Arizona give to her, even though whatever.
Hi. So you have to spell your name because we're all taking guesses on how to spell it. We're not sure.
Tylee.
Okay, I was right. And what's your last name?
Ryan, Ryan.
And your birthday. And then, do you have a phone?
Yeah.
What's your phone number? Okay. So I know this is going to kind of sound like kind of a silly question because it's super broad. But can you basically tell me what happened today? And you can start at whatever place makes sense for you to kind of start and explain. I'll probably kind of ask you questions as we go a little bit.
So I woke up probably around like 7:50, I want to say, because I heard yelling from like right outside my door. I don't even know where, but I immediately like jumped up, and I have a baseball bat because when I was living at my uncle's by myself, I just wanted something to like feel safer, and I'm not old enough to get like pepper spray or anything, so I was like, okay, I'll get a baseball bat. So I have that.
Okay, catch that dirt. When she was at her uncle's, Alex's, she got a baseball bat for protection. From who? Was that like foreshadowing? Was she afraid of Alex? Like, if he's there, isn't he protecting you? That gave me chills in retrospect. And I've seen this multiple times, but prepping for this video, when I heard that, I was like, whoa.
Your bedroom, you said it right outside your bedroom door, and I didn't go in the house, so I'm at a little bit of a disadvantage. So what is your bedroom door open to?
My bedroom door open, so the room that my uncle was staying in, the room that's kind of like the guest room, if my room's right here, that's right there.
Okay.
And then my little brother's room, and then kitchen's kind of back here, so it's like a little hallway, and then right here is kind of where everything happened.
Okay.
Like the big, you walk in and...
Like big great room, kind of living room?
Yeah, right now it just has mirrors up because my mom wanted a dance room. Okay. So, yeah.
Okay.
Kind of unconventional, but...
Hey, whatever makes you happy. It's your guys' house, so...
Right. So, yeah, I immediately just jumped up, and I grabbed my baseball bat, and I opened the door, and it was my stepdad, you know, outside the doorway, and then my uncle kind of in the doorway, and then I could hear my mom behind him. And he was just screaming at both of them, like, I don't even know what he was saying, because honestly, I was just too, like wired, I guess. Mm-hmm. So I told him to take a few steps back. I was like, you're too close, you need to step back. And he was like, don't tell me what to do. And I just kind of just stood there. And then my uncle kind of moved out of the way, and then my mom kind of went past him and into, like, the big room.
Okay.
Where everything happened, and so I walked with them, and then
So they were more in the hallway?
Yeah, they were at, like, the end of the hallway, basically. And so my mom walked all the way around, and he kind of followed them, and I just kind of stood. My uncle was, like, right here, and then my stepdad right here, and then me and my mom were kind of right here. And I didn't do anything with the baseball bat. I kind of just held it there, and he was getting really close to my mom, so I kind of stuck it out, like, between them, and they were both just yelling, and he was like, if you hit me with that baseball bat, you're going to go to jail. And I just kind of stood there with the baseball bat, and I didn't really say anything.
When you said they were yelling, who was yelling?
It was mostly my stepdad.
Okay.
Well, he was really the only one, like, yelling. Mm-hmm. My mom was kind of, like, responding, mm-hmm. but I honestly couldn't tell you what they were saying. It was kind of just, like, all jumbled up in my head. And so I just kind of stuck the baseball bat out there, and then he just grabbed it and tried to take it. So I held on to the end, and then eventually I fell, and he kind of took it into his hands like he was going to do something with it. And that's when...
So when you fell, he ended up with the bat?
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I fell to the ground, and then my uncle kind of, like, I saw him take a step back, so my uncle, I think, grabbed him and kind of took him back so he couldn't, like, do anything.
You saw your stepdad, like, take a step back?
Take a step back, because he was really close to begin with, and then and so my mom said to go with JJ, and so I ran out the door, and then I kind of just stood there with my little brother. He was in the front seat of the car, and so I just kind of opened the door and just stood there, and, like, he was trying to get out, and I was like, no, we have to stay in, and I was like, oh, like, I told him, like, do you want to go in the Jeep? And then he was like, no. And then I realized that my car was blocked in, so I couldn't anyways. I was like, okay, like, just stay here. And then eventually my mom came out, mm-hmm. and then we left from there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what happened inside of the house? Has your mom kind of explained it all to you?
I I just kind of asked her, like, because I heard a noise, which I know what it was now, but it sounded like, because I knew that the base of I was in there, it sounded like someone, like, took it and hit it really hard against the floor.
Okay.
And so I was kind of like, Al's okay, right? Because that's my uncle. So I just wanted to make sure that, like, my stepdad didn't do anything to my uncle and stuff. And so she was like, no, like, Al's fine. Like, we're just going to take JJ to school. And I was like, okay. So I just got in the car. And then we went to Burger King because my little brother wanted breakfast, which was chicken fries for no reason.
Okay. I do dinner for breakfast all the time.
Breakfast for dinner and dinner for breakfast.
So to kind of back up a little bit, so you had talked about your stepdad, when you put the bat out, your stepdad was coming towards your mom. Can you describe to me a little bit better kind of what was going on there? Like, is there a reason you put the bat up?
Yeah, he was walking towards my mom, and I just didn't want him to do anything, so I kind of just stuck out the bat. Like, my mom was right beside me, and he was right there, so it wasn't, like, between them.
Okay.
It was kind of just, like, I just stuck it out to be, like, keep your distance, kind of.
When you say you didn't want him to do anything, what did you think he was going to do?
Hit her.
Okay.
Yeah, it's, for the most part, been pretty, like, mundane, but there have been a few, like, violent times with him when I was really scared that he was going to hit me or hit my mom, like, just because everything was kind of crazy. Me and him have always kind of not gotten along, like, just since I was little. And so there have been a few times that we've gotten in fights and stuff like that, and so, so I'm just kind of always scared of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, so that happened, and he grabbed the bat from you. So kind of tell me that again real quick.
So I kind of stuck it out, and this is when he was like, if you hit me with that baseball bat, you're going to jail, and I didn't say anything, because I'm like, okay. And so I'm holding it by, like, the end of the bat, like, the place where you hold it, and so he kind of took it, and I kind of, like, lunged forward and kind of lost, like, my footing. And so my mom was like, just let go, and so, I kind of, like, slipped and I fell, kind of on, like.
Okay, I'm getting distracted in the chat. But yeah, she'll be wearing street clothes. She petitioned for that or motioned for that. I don't know why, because I feel like that always happens. Like Daryl Brooks had street clothes, Sarah Boone, but whatever. She hasn't asked for makeup. Seems like she's got that covered. Or hair. She's got that on lock. But yeah, she'll have that. And it was like, is it a belt? Is that what it was called? I remember it was a stun something, and the sheriff talks about it. I was like, ooh. I thought it was a vest, but maybe that was a vest in the other child. But yeah, she'll have that on so that she'll stay, in line and behave. And I believe there's an extra sheriff deputy that will be in there, but that was approved. However, like during the motions and hearings, she was still meant to be handcuffed. But anytime like the jury would be present, she'll be free, unencumbered, and looking like you and I, in the sense, that we don't commit crimes, which is ironic since she's already been convicted of murder, but justice.
Like my side.
Okay.
Yeah, and then from that, my mom said to go to the car, so I just got up and ran out the door.
Okay. Did you see when you fell towards your side? Did you see what he did with the bat?
No, I wasn't really looking in that direction because from where I fell, the door was kind of more in my line of vision because I fell looking this way and the door was like right there, so I didn't look back.
So he was he was at a different line of sight than what you were looking at.
Yeah.
Okay. And then at some point you saw him kind of take a step back, and from what you're saying, and tell me if I'm wrong or not, you didn't necessarily see your uncle pulling back, but it seems like that maybe.
It seems like he wouldn't have taken a step back. On his own, so it's more of an assumption than anything. I didn't see him physically take him back.
And does that make sense based on where your uncle was at that time?
Yeah, he was behind him because he wasn't on this side with me and my mom, so he was behind him.
Okay.
Because that's kind of just the order where everyone walks out.
And when that happened, and then your mom told you to go, did you see what happened with your stepdad and uncle?
No.
Okay. And then once you went outside with your brother, you never came back inside?
Oh, I went to go get my mom's purse
Okay.
from inside so that we could have, like, her wallet and everything, but this was all happening.
Thanks for clarifying this, Michelle's Mixed Media. I was thinking this is the one that she was waiting, so it's the earlier one. Either way, this they're not letting her have in, right? The state was like, you don't get to kill your witnesses. This is where Tylee is being favorable to Lori, and I feel so bad. Like, it's obvious she's been brainwashed by her mother, and I often think of, like, what were her last minutes like, right? Because I believe she went before JJ, but after Charles. And, like, did she know? Did she connect the dots? And is that why now I'm thinking that she was afraid of Alex and needed the bat? Does she have some sort of, like, we all have our gut instinct. Did she have some sort of intuition that he was inherently dangerous? I mean, obviously he was. He did a lot of the wet work, right? Or all of it, as far as we know. But it's just like, it just saddens me, as a mother, as a human being. Like, she was so betrayed by the person who was meant to love her the most.
Like I said, like, in the bigger room right here, and so I went through the garage door, and so the garage door is right here, and then there's, like, a little hallway, and then this is kind of where everything is, and then this is my mom's room.
Okay.
So when I went in, I kind of, like, just tuned everything out, ran to my mom's closet, ran back, so I didn't see anything, I didn't hear anything.
When did you go back in and get her purse?
After my mom came out.
Okay. So after you heard that loud noise?
Yeah.
Okay, and when you heard the loud noise, was your mom outside or inside?
I'm trying to think. I think she was inside when it happened and the door opened, like, immediately after.
Okay. So very quickly after the door opened?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it wasn't, like, a long period of time, because I remember not, like, thinking about it for that long, and if my mom hadn't come out immediately, I would have, been thinking about it for a lot longer than I had.
So, obviously, I don't know, like, your mom and stepdad and uncle, like you do, I don't. So, can you tell me kind of where the three of them were at, kind of emotionally, and how they were behaving when all this was happening?
When all this was happening, or, like, before?
When all this was happening. So, like, when you came out of your room and he took the bat from you and...
Yeah, so my stepdad was, like, he was, like, I don't even know how to explain it. He honestly just looked like kind of a crazy person.
Okay.
Like, screaming, and, like, his face was beet red. He just looked, like, really mad. I remember when he took the bat from me, I saw his face for, like, a split second, and I honestly, like, it didn't even look like him. He just looked like pure, like, rage. Like, he was just seeing red. So, I haven't really seen him, like, all the way like that before. That's, like, the craziest I've ever seen him. And then my uncle was kind of calm. Like, not super calm, obviously. It was, like, a stressful situation. But he's, like, I don't know, he was kind of just standing there in the doorway, kind of just being protective of my mom. But he wasn't yelling or really saying anything.
Okay.
And my mom was just kind of, he was yelling, and my mom was kind of just, like, talking.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But you don't remember, if you do, like, what your mom was saying at all, or what he was mad about?
No, not really. I'm sorry.
Okay. It's okay.
Honestly, like,
we're talking about something that probably...
This also, she doesn't seem affected by the fact that he's dead, or is it just me? I don't know. It just rings odd, the whole thing. Like, sad and odd.
It happened over 2 seconds of time.
Yeah, honestly, it feels like 2 seconds and 40 minutes at the same time.
Yeah.
So, I don't remember what they were really saying. I just kind of heard yelling over everything.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of just do that whenever things are, like, really loud. I kind of just, like, tune what people are saying out, because, I don't know, just yelling isn't fun, obviously, for a kid to hear. And with my biological dad, I always heard him like screaming and stuff, so I kind of just learned how to like tune it out.
So when you woke up to yelling, and you had said you weren't sure what they were actually saying, did you know who was yelling when you heard the yelling?
Yeah, I knew it was my stepdad. Well, at first I kind of didn't, like when you first wake up, you're kind of disoriented, and then I remembered that my stepdad was like coming in to take my little brother to school today, so I immediately like knew it was him. Mm-hmm. And then my uncle I knew was staying, so I knew that was him, and then my mom, obviously, I knew that was her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then, so you stepped out of your room and you took the bat with you. Is there a reason why you took the bat with you?
Honestly, I think that was kind of just like first instinct. Mm-hmm. Like obviously I didn't ever hit him with the bat or anything like that. It was kind of just for like security, I guess, to know that I had it. I didn't do anything with it. In hindsight, I probably just shouldn't have brought it out at all because it caused more trouble. But it was kind of just first instinct, and it was right by my bed. Uh-huh. So I kind of just like jumped up and grabbed it.
So I'm trying not to put like words in your mouth and stuff.
You're good.
So was there something in particular that you were concerned about that you would have taken the bat with you?
Only if he had been violent towards like me or my mom.
I'm assuming you're talking about your stepdad?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. But it wasn't like, oh, I'm going to take the bat and like do something with it. It was kind of just like, I need something in my hands to like feel safer.
Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So my kind of second dumb question is,
also, I mean, speaking of like Tylee and her mental health, even if it is a step and you don't like someone that well, why, you would normally have a reaction. And I see you guys are saying that her dad was already dead. Was it a suspicious death? I can't remember if it's her or Colby whose dad had a suspicious death, right? I believe they have different dads, even though they're both Ryans. Also, later this evening, Lori is going to have a pool party, right? In that same house where Charles was murdered in the morning. She's going to have a pool party. I don't have the clip, but I know everybody's seen it, where she's like smiling outside the house. She's jumps out of the rental car that Charles had and was like, oh, we've been here a couple weeks. Hi, neighbors. Yeah, they had a pool party. They had people over. They celebrated. I would think even if you were not that fond of your husband, you wouldn't do that. Even if it had been planned, you would cancel it. Like, it seems just like highly inappropriate, emotionally detached, all the things, not good.
And I don't know that there necessarily is, but I always kind of want to make sure, is there anything that, we didn't talk about or I didn't ask you about, or anything that you think is important or anything that I should know? Because it's harder for you because you were there, and so I'm asking questions about something I didn't even see. So I just want to make sure like I didn't miss something or anything that you think I should know about.
That was pretty much it.
Okay. And if you think of something, in 5 minutes and tomorrow or whatever else, we can always talk again. It's totally fine. So I talked to your mom about, we have some victim services people that work here. They're not cops. They're really good at what they do. So I really want your mom to talk to them. Because I think it would be good that your mom has, and you guys have some, maybe kind of some extra support if you need anything, kind of go moving on. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to check in with your mom real quick, and if she's good to go, then I'm going to introduce one of them to you guys. That way you guys can talk before I take you guys back. Okay? Sound fair? Okay. Do you have any questions for me at all?
No,
okay. If you do, let me know, okay? Okay.
That's it. That's the end of what they said. So interesting. I didn't know that Alex had tased. I keep wanting to call him Alec, like the Murdoch. Anyway, had tased and went to prison. Now I got to dig down that rabbit hole. Thank you, Forever Wander. Wait, oh my goodness, you have all the tea. I'll see if I can find the clips about the pool party, but yeah, it's just like she's gross. And when you break it all together, I mean, break it when you, it's all broken apart. When you put it all together, it just looks even worse. I think they thought they were going to get away with it, and they almost did. But you know, with these clips of Charles asking for help and saying that his wife is going to destroy him, and then the brother ends up, and you look at the history of the brother, and now with this other, I didn't even know about the other husband. So it just is like very gross in the name of religion, which I mean, obviously I'm not LDS, but I don't think this is something supported by LDS, just based on all the coverage of other people who are part of the church who've come forward and talked about it. And even, I can't remember, was it Melanie Gibb who Lori kept saying, oh, that's where JJ is. And then she came forward and like, when she realized something was very wrong, like he's not with me, guys. He's not with me. So thank God, like some people, you know, they may have played along in the beginning, but once they realized the gravity of what was happening and the destruction, they came forward. I remember I did not watch the prior trial about the murder of the children. I couldn't, but I did watch the sentencing. And I remember Kay Woodcock saying, you know, basically, Chad ain't shit. And now I understand why my brother had to die, right? Because they were going to live off of the funds. They were still living off of JJ and Tylee's money, like the Social Security and something else. So it just is it's all about money. And I don't understand. I'm not going to get into my personal beliefs about religion and whatever else, but when money is involved, I'm always doubting it, right? I'm always like, if you're so money motivated, how is that in the name of God or a higher being? It confuses me. Yeah, Chad was a gravedigger, the gravedigger's wife. What do you guys think? So we'll go into more of it. I'll see if I can find the clip about the pool party, because now that we've talked about it, you know way too much. We might have to have you on as an expert guest, an expert witness. It's just a lot going on and like a lot of manipulation. Why was Alex so willing? I saw someone say her brother/lover. I recently heard that. I don't have any basis, like any like receipts for it, but I wouldn't doubt it. Like, because they seem unnaturally close, inappropriately close, where you're going to kill for your sister in the name of religion. I get it that they thought that they were the select whatever that were going to wherever, but like, when does it begin to defy logic? Do you know? Yeah, oh my God. If you get hit on the head with a baseball, your baseball bat, I think you're getting much more than a graze, to say the least. Terrible policing, in my opinion. Yeah, it's not. And I was thinking, like, what did they think the bat had, like spikes on it? Like, how would a bat cause grazing across your head? And we know that Charles was a professional baseball player, so he could have knocked that dude's head off with the baseball bat. And maybe that is where Alex came up with the self-defense. But 4 times, you needed to shoot him 4 times and wait 40 minutes. Is that something referenced in some sort of biblical thing? Because I think you could have shot him once and ran outside. The fact that you shot him 4 times, waited 40 minutes, your sister had his phone and his car, basically rendering him helpless. Yeah. And then who do you guys think they had, you know, involved with Alex's death, if you do believe that Lori somehow was involved? I mean, I just think the night before he dies, he thinks he's their fall guy. We'll get into that too. I have that other video queued up with Zulema and Alex in his own words. So Joe Ryan was Tylee's bio dad, who was found badly decomposed on his bed in his apartment. Okay, so that's why they couldn't identify the source of his, or the cause of his death, because he was badly decomposed. And then where's Colby's father? Who was his dad? I've started recently watching a little bit of Colby did an interview with Nate Eaton. I haven't finished watching it, but it's very fascinating because I'm going to tell you, I'm a little judgmental if you haven't guessed. I have my opinions. And I was like, I was not fond of the messages between Colby and Tylee where like she's sending him money and he's the older brother, but I'm going to let it pass now. It seems like he really cared about her and watching, you know, he was emotionally affected by her death, by Charles's death. And so I don't know what was going on with their finances. This whole family is kind of screwy with money. They definitely hadn't entered their frugal phase. Also, why did Lori encourage Tylee to get her GED and to not graduate high school, right? Because normally that's like, I don't want to say it's a ding, but it's definitely like remarkable for as a candidate for employment. Like if I have two candidates and one has a GED and one has a high school diploma, I hold the person with the high school diploma in higher regard. Obviously, if they both have university experience, then it evens out. But I just think it's weird. Like, why wouldn't she finish school? What was she doing all day? I don't know. Lori accused Joe of SA Tylee. Oh my goodness. Okay. Wow. So that's another way to like separate her from her father, right? I don't know if it actually happened, but I'm going to say maybe not with Lori because she's not a friend of the truth, or we'll just say she's not a reliable narrator. That's another way to cause division, right? I watch so many family court cases where women say that and it hasn't actually happened. I want to advocate for the children that it does happen to. I'm not dismissive of that, but when it's coming like so passionately from the parent and the child is like, I don't know, I'm always suspicious. So Alex had a history of violence toward Lori's husbands, but the police decided to mollycoddle these monsters. Good point, Colette. But they were moving around a lot, right? So you guys were saying they were in Louisiana, Lori and Charles, and then they were in Houston or Austin, sorry, where Wendy is. And yes, Wendy moved to Austin. I think she's trying to make a run for it. I hope Georgia arrests her when she gets off the stand because, you know, she's fluent in Spanish. She could just run right across to Mexico and never be heard from again because we know that family has a history of running, but we're not here about the Adelsons. I'm going to stay focused. But yeah, so they had different locations, right? So Louisiana, Austin, Phoenix. So it's hard to kind of keep track of them and all of their shenanigans. And even when Lori won JJ, when they were looking for him, oh, he's in Arizona. And then she went to Hawaii. Oh, he's here. He's there. A lot of criminals do that, and child abusers, right? They're not tracked from state to state. I wish there was like a federal system of some sort to, like, if you've abused your child in Kansas, when you get to Ohio, we know about you. The worst part is that Lori talks in a way that makes people think she might be saying truth. It's wild that she convinced so many of her lies. Yeah, it is pretty privileged, right? She's attractive, she's well-spoken, she's flirty with both men and women. And so it's tragic. And I think that needs to be part of the training. But again, there's that natural bias. We all are more attracted to attractive people. Hence that they're attractive, do you know? And so it's like, how do you overcome that bias? It's sort of the same thing with like George and Sarah. Like Sarah was relatively articulate in small doses. Like you're not talking to her for 4 or 5 days thinking she's sane, but you know, first impressions. And then George didn't want to say anything and his teeth were missing. It's those biases that we're not even aware of as we walk into the situation. Like we identify the most credible person. And then sometimes through conversation and information, we are able to weed all of that out. But Lori definitely benefits from pretty privilege. I feel like she's even been flirting with our judge and he's like, girl, sit down. In Arizona. Is it just me? As a believer, I believe Lori will be judged and found wanting by this warms my heart. I'm glad. Okay. All will bend a knee. Lori's eternity will be among the demons and fires of the pit. Okay. This gives me relief because I worry. I'm just like, is that what, like, are other people in the church thinking of these things and thinking it's okay? Why was Alex so willing to, believe he was in this select few and that because these people were evil? I mean, in all the Bibles, doesn't it say thou shalt not kill? It doesn't have like an asterisk or a footnote, except if they're a demon, if you don't like them, or you know what I mean? Like, And death is so final. That's the hardest part. Yeah, definitely running her own little mafia, and it's over. And she's having fun, I guess, as a pro se defendant, but she looks like a fool. I feel bad for Kay, but I know Kay can handle herself. I think part of it is that Lori gets joy out of it. She's probably going to ask Kay about the life insurance and some other stuff, and hopefully the prosecution is on it with the objections. But I question her motives. What are your intentions, ma'am? Why not just admit? I mean, she's already doing a life sentence. Why not just say, yeah, I did it, and don't put everyone else through another trial? Do you know? Kay Woodcock has got to be the strongest woman on the planet. God bless her. And she's the one who cracked it all open, right? Like, where is JJ? So she was like, what I'm proposing for the federal government. She was like, I don't care what state you're in, ma'am. I'm going to hunt you down. You are going to answer me. Where is my grandson? They're a sect of the LDS that's a prepper community. Oh, the Doomsday. Okay, the AVOW website, preparing a people. A few nuts have come out. I'm going to have to look that up. Because I believe there's also preppers that are not LDS, right? Like, I see a lot of that. Like, I am, hiking and camping, and I see stuff on the websites for people to have, like, food for a year in their home if there's a disaster. Julie Rowe. Yeah, I saw an interview recently. Maybe we'll look at that. Thanks for subscribing, Robin. Thanks for all the new members. Thank you all for being here, like bright-eyed and bushy-tailed, or maybe you're laying down and listening. But so Yvonne, she did not end up getting the insurance payout. It went to Kay because he was able to this I wanted to talk about. She was younger and wasn't having her menstrual cycle. Ma'am, that's menopause. You're not going back to 12 or 13. Your body is ready to transition to something else. And we can tell it's menopause because we can see in your face now that you're not getting all those injections. And no shade, because listen, I'm a fan of my injections. But yeah, you're not getting younger, fool. I would love to hear what Chad thinks of all of this. Like, is he sitting in his cell? Because we saw Lori, well, some of us, on the Dateline, right, where she was like, they're not gonna die, they're not gonna be punished, like, this is, we're all crazy, basically. Medical issues. Okay. Yeah, Colby's dad was husband number 2, but Ryan number 3 adopted him. Charles was number 4, and Chad is number 5, which also is weird. I mean, I guess it's technically okay because she married them all. The whole, she wants to have a dance. She seems very heightened sexually. Let me just say that, and I'll leave it there. That is also, she weaponizes her sexuality in addition to her attractiveness. I was so ADD, and all of these cases are, I know there's a lot going on. I'm not going to cover Karen Reed. She starts on April Fool's Day. I'm going to have to wrap it up though, because the dogs are about to go crazy. Sugar Bear sitting in a container on top of the dog's crate. I don't know what's happening. So we're going to wrap it up and switch into Monday morning at home mode. But thank you guys for rocking with me. If you're on the replay crew, I appreciate you. Drop a blue heart down, and I'll give you a shout out in the comments. Let me know, guys. The video's over, but we can still talk in the comments because there's a lot going on. And I'll get another one prepped for you guys tonight because I've got more to say. No. And hopefully the judge will have responded to all of Lori's motions so I can capture that as well. All right. I will talk to you all later. Thanks for hanging out with me. Toodles. Do you want to say toodles? Toodles. He's very quiet, but he's saying it. Talk to you guys later.